Let's get to the Colts at Chargers. Decidedly not as fun because the Colts just raced out and stayed away. They win 38-24 on the road. 48.5 points was the over-under there. They were dogs, and they just blew them out the water. What was your number from this game, JP?
My number was 55%. That is the success rate on the ground for the Colts in this game. They had a 52.5% success rate at just overall in this game against the Chargers. This is also, according to Next Gen Stats and True Media, it is the fourth time that the Colts have had a success rate of over 50% in a game, and they have 4 of the top 15 performances this season in success rate. Like they're just a buzzsaw. Like I was really worried about the sustainability of this Colts offense when they played teams like the Chargers, who had very good defenses, because can they overcome like some of the Daniel Jones mishaps? You don't have to overcome the Daniel Jones mishaps if they just never happen. If you just beat teams to death on the ground the entire game. And it felt like Shane Steichen and the Colts found so many opportunities for Jonathan Taylor on the ground. I say this like I'm trying. I don't want to be like mean or say like their players are not good, because I don't mean that at all. I think they have very good players, but the Colts offense executes at such a high level. It makes up for the fact that we've said going into the season, like there's like Jonathan Taylor and a bunch of like B plus guys on the roster. Like they have cool like specialists in their role, but they're all executing at such a high level. And Shane Steichen, we talked about Kyle Shanahan, coach of the year. I think Shane Steichen is the coach of the year right now for just getting this offense not only to be good, but to be best in the league good. I mean, they are able to, on Jonathan Taylor's third touchdown run, it was so cool. They had him line up as a receiver and they bring him in jet motion. But then they also have Tyler Warren coming in behind him on like a shovel option. And that just completely throws the Chargers off because they're like, oh, Tyler Warren's getting the ball here. And Jonathan Taylor just basically goes in untouched for a touchdown. And it's Shane Steichen finding ways to use his guys while complementing everything else. There's all the motion. There's all the cool slider stuff they're doing with Daniel Jones. And then Daniel Jones just made some nice throws. He has made some really good throws. The Alec Pierce post corner was sick. He had a couple throws in the 2-minute drive that were really impressive, but he keeps them on schedule. And I think that's the biggest thing this Colts offense really needed.
You know what this offense reminds me of, and it's not necessarily schematically, but just in terms of construction. They feel like the Lions, where because they have so many options, because, hey, if you forget about Alec Pierce, all of a sudden he's going to go over the top on you. It's kind of like he's kind of like their Jameson Williams. And then you have a Tyler Warren who, hey, if you forget about Tyler Warren, he's going to leak out on a play action pass and it's going to be a big play. They didn't have Josh Downs in this one, but like obviously he's your elite. We see man coverage. We know this guy's getting open guy. And then Michael Pittman's kind of just another possession receiver thrown in the mix. But then you have the elite backfield of Jonathan Taylor, and Daniel Jones is playing inspired football too. It's like he is making some, he's never been known for impressive throws, but he's making some throws down the field this year where it's like the guy's actually playing some damn good football. So you put it all together, and because there's no holes, because there's no liability, because there's no one that you kind of got to scheme to avoid and you can't put in XYZ position, it gives you so much to think about as a DC. And obviously Shane Steichen's just dialing it up right now with these guys.
He is so locked in with what all of his players do well and maximizing it to the fullest degree, using formation, using shifts. They motion Tyler Warren into the backfield as like a fullback, and you can basically have the effectiveness of like a Kyle Juszczyk in your backfield while also having a true legit tight end like threat on the field. And it makes them so much more dynamic. But I do have to shout out this offensive line, who is playing like arguably the best unit in football right now. We had questions about some of the young guys who were stepping up in place of Will Fries and Ryan Kelly, but Tanner Bortolini and Matt Gonsalves have played inspired football this year, and Quentin Nelson is just he is playing the position better than anybody else right now at left guard. He is playing left guard better than anybody else in the sport. Some of the backside cutoffs he made in this game were super impressive and helped spring a lot of Jonathan Taylor runs. And I think that was the biggest thing that the Chargers really missed. The best thing you can do against this Chargers defense is run the ball on them in light boxes, and they kind of just got hammered.
So now the Colts, they're 6-1. Top the AFC. Are they the best team in the AFC?
No, because the Chiefs are just they are still the Chiefs.
Good Lord. We'll get to that one.
We're going to get to that one.
Lord.
But the Colts have a really good, it's not like the margin is super wide. And I do have questions about some of the sustainability of their defense, but they're led by a veteran defensive coordinator who's throwing a lot at quarterback schematically to make up for the fact that they don't have anybody healthy in the secondary. Now, I wonder how long that's going to last against some of the veteran quarterbacks that you'll see later on this season. Because even I think Justin Herbert, despite throwing one of the interceptions was bad, he was just off. The other one was a tip drill where Grover Stewart catches the tip ball like a punt. But they were finding holes in this defense. They're finding holes in the secondary. But they just, when you get out to a lead like they did, it sort of just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I trust KC's defense just a touch more than Indy's, but man, hard to argue against what the Colts are doing when you can put on a team that's, we've talked about the Chargers. I think I just put them in the good but flawed tier of last week. And it's like they're a good football team, though, too. To dominate a good football team in the NFL, it ain't easy, especially on the road. So hats off to the Colts. I don't know. We'll see. I think this is for real, though. I don't think there's come back down to earth moment. I think this is at worst one of the three best teams in the AFC.
Yeah, and they're probably gonna get to the bye at 9-1 before they have. After the bye, they play Kansas City, they play Seattle, they have both Houston games and both Jacksonville games. So getting out to this lead right now in the AFC, you're pretty much guaranteed for a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think they win the South.